A new PDS severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Alright, we are live here again for another stream here back for the severe weather risk up into Nebraska and southern South Minnesota, or South Dakota and northern Kansas. We have two tornado watches in effect, one from northern Kansas into central Nebraska, and then one from northern and northeast Nebraska up into southwest Minnesota, or southwest Iowa.
A new PDS severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
And a great let's get into the mesoscale here.
Just to the south and west of Sioux Falls, but you guys are going to get in on this, okay? I see you guys checking in right now on the Weatherwise app. The big question is, are we cooked? That's the big question. Everybody's asking, are we cooked? And the answer is no. The answer is
New
no.
EDS severe thunderstorm warning. That is a extremely dangerous situation. Severe 80-mile-an-hour winds and 1.25-inch hail.
All right. I know
expires in the next 42 minutes.
The channel is simply because of the jacket. If it wasn't for the jacket, you wouldn't be here. In fact, we're losing subscribers right now. I'm watching the number. It's going down, unfortunately. But here's the thing. We've had a power outage here in my neck of the woods for the entire day today, and the
you know what's crazy?
Working that great, and it's hot out.
But
so it's
couldn't even start my damn stream before an EDS severe popped up.
I don't know if we get up above 82, we might have to do that. Okay.
The
so just a fair
model
warning.
on the
I don't know
18Z
for
shows
sure
a more explosive tornadic environment.
But it is possible today
but
because it's
the downside is it shows
up
storms
in here. I'm absolutely
upscaling
cooked
pretty
in
quickly.
The weather house.
Like very
but,
quickly.
You're not cooked, even if you're in the path of this destructive.
There is a caveat to that.
You are definitely not cooked as long as you stay indoors and you get away from windows. And honestly, if you are one of the unlucky few here that does
the caveat to that is, I think it's wrong.
There's going to be some damage, all right, and you're going to want to be sheltering from this as you.
If you're looking at the HRRR, it's definitely not really accurate.
Meteorologist Andy Hill.
Hey Ryan, something else we should definitely be thinking about and talking about today and
yeah, and the lazy HRRR doesn't show as much
the same
heat
areas
anymore.
overlapping day by day
especially in the Missouri
Texas
side,
Panhandle around Amarillo, especially you
compared
guys
to what
should
it
definitely be aware
used to show.
of the highest level fire risk that the Storm Prediction Center can issue in terms of an outlook.
So honestly, I don't think
days.
I buy the
that we
HRRR
will be
model
monitoring as well.
right now.
We can actually use
I don't
radar
think
to
I'll buy
see
it.
fires if they become significant enough. So we can track their location, etc. But this is something that everybody should be aware of at the same time as
Like, at this moment, I think we just.
All right, thank you very much, meteorologist Andy Hill. Big time fire weather situation happening down here in this area today, so we're going to be keeping a very close eye on that for you as well. Coming back up here to the region, I see you guys checking in on the Weatherwise app. If you want to see your dot on the map, all you got to do is download the Weatherwise app. And speaking of the Weatherwise app, did you guys see the update? Did you guys see the update? We now have free push notifications, including critical push notifications on the WeatherWise app. Okay, so you can download the WeatherWise app for free. You can turn on notifications to where if you're inside of a tornado warning, you get a push notification on your phone, and they got permission from Apple to actually have critical notifications, the ones that are loud or the ones that bypass your silent mode and all that stuff. So, obviously that'll be reserved for tornado warnings and stuff like that, but you can actually go in and customize what alerts you get. Do you want flash flood warnings to pop up? If you don't normally have to worry about that, maybe you don't. Do you specifically care about air quality alerts? There's a lot of customizations that you can do in the WeatherWise app, and again, it's all for free. And optionally, if you do have a Plus subscription, if you've got Y'all mode turned on, you can also get push notifications for Y'all watches. So if meteorologist Andy Hill issues a Y'all watch, you can actually get a push notification on your phone for that, and that's something that is very unique to WeatherWise there. So very cool update to the best radar app on planet Earth. There's no competition, especially now.
Is very high,
and you can daggone emote. You can emote on my map through the WeatherWise app. If it's not the life-saving features, then it's the cool stuff that you can do. All right, and that right there is cool. This person right here just clicked a button on his phone, and now he's pouring milk into a bowl on my screen, and now there's hearts floating over here.
Right now, the highest.
So let's get back into the warning here again. We've got 80-mile-per-hour winds coming into Interstate 29 between Sioux Falls and Beresford. We really do need to be watching out for this because that Boeing segment right there is looking nasty. You guys seeing that? You see that, how it's curled up like a snake there? That is not what you want to see, okay? That is definitely going to be causing some damaging winds in Hurley, the Hurley community here, imminently, and then that's going to be moving up towards Davis, and then potentially over there towards Lenox and Canton. I see you guys checking in from Canton, by the way. There's a couple people tuned in over here. Make sure you call your mom and them down the road. Let them know that it's coming. This is going to be a really intense storm that does have the ability.
I know exactly why the EDS severe came in here.
So far, we've got a lot of wind gust
look at my screen.
recordings, not a lot of damage reports, but I'm assuming that those will come in momentarily.
Oh, I see now.
Speaking of damage, there are some damage reports coming in from over here in Wisconsin and Michigan. There's a tree down back here. There's still a severe thunderstorm warning for Manitowoc County over here in Wisconsin. Also, there's a destructive severe thunderstorm warning right now for.
It literally just updated. It went from 8 to 11.
That's off the damn chart. The max SCP is 10. We have VTP values above the
not the significant tornado parameter, the violent tornado parameter.
What is the max of the VTP?
The VTP does not specify. So.
I'd say probably
cameras over here or anything.
Hold on,
if we actually have baseballs falling out of the sky out here, you guys, once the storm's done, and only if you can do so safely, you guys should send us some pictures of what the hailstones actually look like out
the fact
here,
that we have 11 violent 11 VTP and we don't have a SIG-2 15% is crazy.
We have an EDS. What the fuck?
Yeah, well, there's the verification of the southern part of the 45.
This today? This is from
what? Jesus,
that's crazy.
Well,
this is the, if I'm not mistaken, this is the storm that's causing our destructive severe thunderstorm warning right now. And apparently, by the way, the WeatherWise update is not showing up for some people. But you will.
I would like if you don't play his stream on my and my audio because I can hear it. So,
but you keep looking for it; it'll be there.
I would prefer him not to give I would prefer not to give him a reason to try to throw a damn lawsuit at me.
Somebody figure out where this picture came from. I've got nothing. I've got no description. It's from Cody.
I can hear it through your damn mic.
Here's some pictures of the flooding last night out there in Missouri.
Can you hear it now?
And some of the damage
No, not now, but I could.
From the storms last night too. Once again, ryanhallyall.com/submit if you want to share some stuff with me. Or if you want to just scan that QR code right there, that's all you got to do, son. That's all you got to do. But yeah, we've got potential baseballs coming into Bay City, Michigan right now. I got somebody out here near Midland saying that storms are here. Yes, they are absolutely there. That's for sure. So we got storms over here, storms over there. We also got storms down here. Look at this. Dude, we got storms everywhere. We got a severe thunderstorm warning in Georgia, down here in Jasper, Jones, and Putnam counties. Big time storm, actually.
What do you think about a PDS severe tier north of us?
Winds. You can't forget about this storm down here in Montgomery and Trudel.
Bubba's, your mic is real quiet.
Hope I'm saying that right.
I don't know why.
Big time storm coming into Sopperton, Georgia, with
my
wind hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. There's another one down there.
When you spoke up like that, it came in a big burst of audio. My ears.
Florida as well. But the main event right now is, of course, going to be this big-time Boeing line segment coming through South Dakota. It looks like it's going to go just to the south of Sioux Falls. Like the worst of it is going just to the south of Sioux Falls.
There's literally a destructive severe in Bay City,
so let's see what he's got to say about it.
Minnesota. Or Michigan, sorry.
Is getting as close
God,
as
I'm bad with my states
today. I don't know if he
today.
wants to get right in the middle of it, but we'll see.
Earlier, I was in the intro of the stream. I was calling. You should have heard me earlier. Oh, damn! Severe already?
Yep. Now since it's already severe, watch it because it's nice feet.
Doesn't look too impressive from his vantage point right now. But he's still pretty far away from it. If you're right in front of that thing,
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Huge, nasty-looking shelf cloud. There's actually no tornado warnings right now. There was a couple that were about to expire when we first started up the stream, but now there's no tornado warnings. Nada, zilch, zero.
Okay, so
we do have 10 severe thunderstorm warnings, though. And that's what we are going to be talking about for the most part. And at least until we start to get some more convective initiation down here to the west of Omaha. This storm down here near Grand Island, we're really going to have to watch it. If we're going to be seeing tornadoes today, more than likely it's going to come from this discrete stuff that pops up south of that line. Okay. And honestly, it could get pretty intense up there right next to the line as well, which is why Brad is where he is. So I don't want to say that we only have a tornado threat way down here, but this is definitely where it's becoming more apparent that we're going to have isolated.
I think we already have a hook on this thing.
Yeah, that's what I just said. It's trying to already form a hook. And we do have some rotation track on that storm, so it's now starting to get its act together. And I'm gonna look at the
But yeah, this thing is starting to crank down here. There it is. It already has a base.
Okay.
Damn.
That's a little loud.
We got problems.
So this is going to be one of those supercells that we really watch for the potential for a tornado in the near future. When these things first pop off, they're going to be pretty intense.
Very violent
and they're going to have this period of time where they're isolated and discreet. Over time, though, all of these supercells are going to grow upscale more than likely into a large line of very damaging winds. But in the infancy stages of these storms, they're going to have the ability to put down pretty significant tornadoes, especially the farther south we go. If we get isolated convection down there into Kansas, even that stuff could produce tornadoes as well, and they could be big ones.
Look west of the line of storms. Northwest of the line of storms. Over in Dalton.
There are so many chasers on this storm. Look at all those green dots. So many chasers.
It's kind of crazy to see this.
Once again, this is one of the storms that we're watching right now.
All these chasers on this one storm is crazy.
Thunderstorm warning for 1.5-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour
winds. Look at this. It's just a whole line of just chasers on the interstate.
For another 45 minutes or so.
Yep, that hook is really starting to come together.
Watch this one to try to continue to rotate and get stronger as it goes up to the north and east towards St. Paul.
I had
back over here into Michigan. We've still got a very strong storm coming into Bay City right now. Somebody said, "Bring it on."
Give your end a moment to a minute to update.
One of our live reporters on the ground out here in Bay City, Michigan, is sharing their stream with us. I've got that ultra wide stretched out view because I still haven't fixed this bug to where if you send it to me vertical, it stretches you out. But you can see it looks pretty calm out there right now. But you are actually in the path of the core of the storm, where potential baseballs are going to be coming down here soon. So I'll check back in with you. Make sure you're away from that window, though. We don't want anybody, putting themselves in danger to share photos or videos or live streams with us or anything like that. But Bay City, you guys are about to get plumb smacked here by potentially baseball-sized hail. That's why you're under a destructive damage threat, severe thunderstorm warning. We could actually see, the sirens going off in town here. I don't know if they've decided to do that or not, but that is something that they will sometimes do for a high level, a warning like this. Somebody out here says, I'll be posting pictures, Ryan. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. Once again, you don't have to do that, but we've got nothing up here. We really need to get cameras in Michigan and Ohio and Indiana. That's like a priority for us next. And you guys need to figure out how to get your Department of Transportation to get better traffic cameras. Okay. All right. We got another viewer here doing some live storm chasing. You can see the hail bouncing off of the patio there. We've got that ultra wide view. Once again, they're sharing the feed vertically. If it was horizontal, it'd look right. But I appreciate you anyway. Stay underneath that shelter. It doesn't look like I'm seeing baseball-sized hail just yet, but the core of the storm is getting closer to you. The core of the storm is getting closer to you, and those stones are going to get larger. Of course, I've got to recommend that you get indoors and away from windows. Thank you so much for being our eyes on the ground, though. So that person right here was just sharing their live feed with us. And once again, the strongest part of the storm is back here south of Delta College. So yeah, up there towards Bay City, that you're definitely at least going to get in on some what looks like nickel-sized hail. It could be much larger than that, though, because we do have the destructive severe thunderstorm warning in place. Let's go back over here to areas just south of Sioux Falls. We do have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning down here as well. This is going to be for a separate problem. All right, this is going to be for 80-mile-per-hour winds. The hail really isn't that huge over here, but we are going to see some big-time damaging winds coming over towards Interstate 29 near Lenox and Canton here in the very near future. Yeah, there is rotation, and honestly, the part of the storm that's rotating is going to get close to Sioux Falls. So the worst of the damaging winds are going to stay south of Sioux Falls, but you guys are going to have to deal with some of the storm. We just got a considerable damage threat severe thunderstorm warning for Sioux Falls, by the way. So it just came out. That's going to be for Minnehaha and Turner counties, Lion, Rock, and Lincoln counties between Iowa, Minnesota, and South Dakota. So we got a little bit of everybody involved here. Considerable damage threat for 70-mile-per-hour winds. That's what's coming up towards Sioux Falls currently. And Sioux Falls, we are monitoring the absolute heck out of this situation. I can see every single one of you. Why is there so many people going out to Wendy's right now in Sioux Falls? You guys know that you've got large hail and damaging winds coming. Look at all these guys going to Wendy's. So yeah, it doesn't look like the strongest part of the storm is going to hit Sioux Falls, but the farther south you are, like if you're closer to Schindler and Harrisburg, you're going to get a more intense part of the storm that likely has the most rotation, the strongest winds, and the largest hail. Farther north, I'm less convinced that you'll have a very strong storm. If you're in the University of South Dakota area or Brandon, for example, don't get me wrong, you're going to get a strong storm, but it won't be as strong as what happens to your south. Meteorologist Andy Hill is keeping an eye on this area down here, and it looks like he absolutely nailed it. We missed his y'all watch there. I've got to turn on WeatherWise notifications on my phone so I don't miss those anymore. But we're watching another area over here in Sherman County in oh my gosh, did you see that? Did you see that? He nailed it once again. Absolutely. Official severe thunderstorm warning for Howard and Sherman counties in Nebraska. I've got to go back to Michigan because the hail's getting plumb wild over here. I'm going to pull you up again. Once again, we got a stretched out view. You can see this is what's happening right now just southwest of Bay City, Michigan. We've got a viewer live out in the back patio showing us the hail coming down. It looks like it's much larger. We've got a little bit of a low quality view of it here. Again, I do not recommend being on the back patio during a baseball-sized hailstorm, but here we are. Here we are. I ain't your daddy. I can't tell you what to do, but this is definitely looking like some larger hail coming down right now. That's going to be damaging. Hopefully, you don't have any cars out there or anything. Hopefully, you don't have anything out there that could get hit because that's looking like it's going to do some damage there. Once again, stay safe. And we'll come back to you right here in a second. Let me go back to radar. You can see right here the heaviest part of that storm is hitting that person right now. So whenever this right here gets to you, that's what you're going to be dealing with over here, all the way up there into the Jack's Fruit and Meat Market area. If you are at Jack's Fruit and Meat Market, you are about to get absolutely plumb smacked by some large hail here. It looks like at least golf ball size. At least golf ball size. The warnings for up to baseball size hail, though. I saw a couple lemons bounce up off that guy's yard, I'm pretty sure. Just a little bit to the south and east of that. There was another user that was sharing their feed with me, but I'll get back to them. But yeah, the ultimate goal here is to get indoors and away from windows. Stay safe in Bay City, Michigan. This is definitely packing some hail, and it's going to be a strong storm. So you don't want to, be outside for that. You don't want to be in the living room. The wind can blow the hail through and all that good stuff. So coming back down here to Nebraska, we've got a developing supercell that's going to try to produce a tornado in its infancy here. And you can see that it's actually got a pretty well-formed base now.
That's that initial blip that I think I was talking about earlier. Yes. Yep. It's definitely trying again.
Definitely got some rising scud into the base every now and then.
I'll be ready to blast back there in a hurry, but man, this base is looking good.
Yeah, that is a big-time, good-looking base. If this thing is somehow able to maintain its discreteness, it's going to be very capable of producing a tornado. The problem that this storm's going to have is there's a bunch of other storms that's going to try to pop up around it and steal all the energy and kind of bump into it and cause, a misbalance with all the ingredients. So that's something that we've got to keep an eye on. If you're just now tuning in, we've got 2 destructive storms on the board right now doing real damage. One's dropping baseballs in Michigan, and the other one's packing 80-mile-per-hour winds up there in South Dakota. If you live in Bay City or Freeland in Michigan, you got to get your cars in the garage and stay away from windows. Police on a scanner in Freeland are reporting baseball-sized hail. So we've got a couple of reports coming in of actual very large hail. And then in South Dakota, we've got that intense squall line ripping through Hutchinson and Lincoln counties, and there was actually an 82-mile-per-hour wind gust recorded. That's very damaging. Zooming out to the region here, we do have a large tornado watch out now for portions of Nebraska, Iowa, and northern portions of Kansas. This does not include Topeka, but this does include Omaha and Lincoln, and this goes on for another 6.5 hours. We've got a 60% chance of seeing 2 or more tornadoes in this watch area and a 50% chance of at least a couple of those being strong, EF2 or greater. So this is going to be, if we do get tornadoes, they're likely going to be strong. So that's why we're encouraging everybody to be ready to go to their safe spots in a moment's notice out here. Once again, you are under a tornado watch. And just in case you didn't know what that meant, here's a reminder. Ever seen a tornado watch pop up on your screen? Here's what that actually means. A tornado watch is issued by the Storm Prediction Center when conditions are favorable for tornadoes to develop. It does not mean a tornado has been spotted. It means the atmosphere is primed and tornadoes are possible. Here's the key difference. A watch means look out. Conditions are favorable. A warning means take cover. A tornado has been spotted or detected on radar. Watch means look out. Warning means take cover. So what should you do during a tornado watch? Know your safe room before the storm hits. Keep your phone charged with weather alerts turned on. Have shoes and a flashlight near your shelter, and stay monitoring NOAA weather radio or local news. There are also visual signs to watch for: a dark greenish sky or large low-hanging clouds, large hail with no rain, a loud continuous roar like a freight train, or a rotating cloud base. Remember, a watch means be prepared. A warning means take action. So that message is for you if you're out here in any of these places in this flashing red box, but also that goes for you if you're out here in this flashing red box. This is the initial tornado watch that was issued a while ago. This includes Sioux Falls. It includes Sioux City, and it includes the surrounding area up into southwestern portions of Minnesota. A little bit less of a high-end watch on the, actually, it's about the same. It's about the same. So we've got a pretty good chance of seeing tornadoes anywhere in the red boxes there. Okay. Now let's check back in with storm chaser Brad Arnold, who's getting closer to our damaging wind area up here. Still can't see much. But he is getting close. He's going to be coming right up into Sioux Falls. And look at that, man. The big time rotating part of the storm is going to come right up into Sioux Falls. If we have a tornado with this, it's going to be right in here, right where
a new tornado warning has been issued.
Exactly where we just got a tornado warning. My goodness, what a sequence of events there. So we do have an official tornado warning now for the south side of Sioux Falls. The official tornado warning for the south side of Sioux Falls. This is going to be for 124,000 people. We're talking about Harrisburg, Ben Clair, East Sioux Falls, Rowena, and Schindler, South Dakota. You guys all need to be taking shelter immediately. This is a dangerous storm. We've got radar indicated rotation. We don't have a visual of a tornado being down, but we've got like the ingredients for a tornado really coming together here. You've got that bookend vortex. You've got the appearance on velocity. You've got that nice shape at the top of the bow echo on the reflectivity. And once again, everything's coming together to support the idea of a tornado coming together here. And it's going to be dangerous because this is where we actually could more than likely see a rain wrap tornado. Ain't nobody seeing this thing. It's going to be behind curtains and curtains and curtains of rain. You're not going to see it until it's right up on you. So nobody should be out there trying to see it. Somebody out here says, thank you all so much for everything you guys do. No problem. Thank you for tuning in. You are under that tornado warning. So we're hoping that you get to shelter. Again, most interior room, lowest floor of your home. If you have a basement, get there. And let's hear from Andy.
Ryan, yeah, I just wanted to talk about the orientation of this polygon. Of course, everyone in the polygon should be taking shelter if you're getting the warning through any wireless emergency alert or otherwise being notified by sirens, etc. But I do think that this can move to the north pretty quickly here, which is why I drew my y'all watch right at the same time as the tornado warning in that direction towards Sioux Falls. If you watch back the loop, you could see that generally this motion is to the north quite significantly. So it's possible that if this wraps up and doesn't get blasted to the east like the National Weather Service thinks it does, that it could go closer to the western side of Sioux Falls here, the southwestern side. So we need to watch that evolution just in case it doesn't follow that one motion, because this is a pretty dynamic situation. We could also see another tornado form on the north side of this that would take it closer to Sioux Falls. So I would recommend everyone there to be in shelter regardless of whether you hear the sirens or got an alert on your phone or not. It's just a good practice to do so. My hope is that nothing does end up happening at all, but it is possible that it could evolve this way.
All right, thank you very much, meteorologist Andy Hill. We're going to continue to watch this area of rotation go right up towards the southern Sioux Falls area, and we're going to hope that everybody's taking shelter. Looks like some of our traffic cameras that are kind of like in the path here have started to go down, but a couple of them are still online, and it's traffic. I mean, we've just got a bunch of people out here driving around. Again, this is potentially in the path of a tornado. You got this guy on the bicycle. You got this guy on the bicycle. If you're on a bicycle right now, the best thing to do is to get to your closest Verizon store, or I don't recognize any of these places. What are you guys doing over here in South Dakota? Anyways, you got to get to a sturdy shelter. Okay, you got to get indoors, away from windows. And yeah, because we're going to have large hail, we're going to have damaging winds, and
a new PDS severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
He's on a motorcycle. The guy's on a motorcycle. Two people on a motorcycle or a moped or something. Whatever that was. Daggone. Well, I don't know what in the world that was, but like, they're not going to have a good time. It looks like they were going southbound too, right into the daggone core of the storm. So again, you're not going to have a good time if you're out there on a bicycle or a motorcycle. So I highly recommend getting off of that. But if you're already at home, if you're already off the motorcycle, the best thing you can do is get indoors, away from windows, get underground if you can. But if you can't, an interior closet or bathroom will do. And we're going to stay there for the duration of this warning, which is going to be for about 42 more minutes. Okay, and we're going to be just fine. Again, we don't have any visual confirmation on a tornado being down. We don't have a debris signature, but what we do have is a signature that is reminiscent of other signatures that have went on to produce tornadoes. So we are concerned that this one might do that too, and we're encouraging you to take shelter as a result of that concern. Yeah, the sirens should be going off in Sioux Falls, 100%. So that's going to go on for 42 more minutes. And again, we've got some places in the path here, like the Avera Heart Hospital of South Dakota. You also have the Roosevelt High School in the path. And then you've got the Augustina University and the Kairos University, all in the path of this dangerous storm. Please take shelter if you're in any of those places. The horses are tucked inside. That's good to hear. The sirens are going off. Yep, you are under a tornado warning. This is the real deal. Everybody's picking up their last-minute windies here, trying to get home, trying to get to shelter. Once again, we actually don't have very long before the strongest part of the storm gets right up in here on the southwestern side of the town. All right, down here near T and Misty Glen, we're experiencing some hail and some heavy rain and frequent lightning. That's going to, the tornado threat is kind of focused right in there as well. The strongest winds right now are happening up, they're moving across Interstate 29 going towards the Crossing Champion or the Baker Crossing Champion golf course. That's going to go up towards Harrisburg, Schindler, and Granite and Rowena. You guys all need to be taking shelter.
I'm going to be right back,
you
guys.
See some hail now on this camera. But that's what's going on out here in Sioux Falls. Let's go back down to the south here and check out these other storms real quick, because these storms are going to be the ones that we are a little bit more concerned about in terms of the ability to produce tornadoes tonight. This one right here is going to try really hard. It's already developing a decent area of rotation near Cairo and St. Michael down here in Nebraska. Brandon Montgomery's got a decent view of the base of the storm. I wonder if anybody else does. I mean, there's a lot of chasers out here today. Yeah, I mean, you get the gist of what we're dealing with here. We've got a lot of rotation coming together on this storm, and as it goes off to the north and east, if we're able to maintain the discrete nature that this storm has right now, it's almost certainly going to produce a tornado, but it's going to have to fight hard against other storms to maintain that discreteness. You can see there's another little blip right here popping up near Kennesaw. This right here, it's going to try to loft itself up into the more mature supercell. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. There's a lot of competition out here. This little thing right here is going to try to go up past Wood River and then merge up with this one. So right when this one's about ready to produce a tornado, it's probably going to get interrupted by this other supercell. Then it's going to try to be the one that produces a tornado. But then look, there's another one popping up right over Grand Island. So our hope is that all of these mergers continue to happen at just the right time, that it reduces the risk of a tornado forming. But unfortunately, it doesn't always work that way. And we might actually see a tornado come out of this near Grand Island and Central City. Right now, though, we don't have any tornado warning or anything like that, but we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Buffalo, Hall, and Howard counties for 23 more minutes. The tornado warning does continue up here for areas south of Sioux Falls in South Dakota for 38 more minutes. Your rotation is still there. For now, it's still somewhat broad, but it's definitely there, and it's definitely something that we should be sheltering for right now. A lot of these cameras are just down, ain't they? Looks like we're getting a lot of heavy rain up here. Not a whole lot of wind just yet. A lot of heavy rain, not a whole
new
lot
tornado
of wind just
warning
yet.
has been
Again,
issued.
The worst part of the storm as far as the tornadic circulation goes is going to be pretty far south of downtown Sioux Falls, but like Andy said, it can kind of move up a little bit. Let's go down here. Again, one right after another. We got the Y'all Watch from Andy, and then boom, immediately we got the official tornado warning from the National Weather Service. Hall, Howard, and Merrick counties in Nebraska are now under a tornado warning, and you can see that this storm really is doing a good job of staying discreet and, you know, maintaining its base here. And it's about to tornado as it approaches Cairo in Nebraska. If you are in Nebraska out here in Hall, Howard, or Merrick counties, you got to be taking shelter. Look at this.
I'd be prepared to turn around.
Wow.
And it just went toward Warren as your siren's telling you. See what she says. Radar indicated tornado hail up to 2 inches in diameter.
What do you guys think? Is this one going to do it? We've looked at enough of these now that we should be able to tell just by the vibes, don't you think? Yeah, we can go into the meteorology. We can look at the helicity. We can look at the cape. We can look at the velocity, the gate-to-gate shear. But what about the vibes? What do you guys think about the vibes on this one? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't feel it immediately. Whoa. You can definitely see the rotation. I mean, just pay attention to the low-level clouds right here. They're all moving from left to right. And if you look back here, everything's moving right to left. So we've got some broad rotation. Everything's converging on this area right here, right in front of Nathan, who goes by Storm Chaser IRL.
Yeah, I agree.
Has this thing turned east yet? I don't think it has. Like, I can see the walk. It's going to be close, but I feel pretty safe where I'm at right now. Oh, God, except for the bolts.
It's going to be another crazy lightning storm here. Brandon Montgomery is pretty close to the base of the storm. I think he's getting some hail.
Got more CGs coming down here. Definitely seeing some more CGs.
How are my friends in Sioux Falls doing? You guys doing okay? I haven't forgotten about you.
Got some good motion up here. Some pretty good motion over these trees.
And our friends over here in Michigan, the worst part of the storm is moving past Bay City now. You guys should be good here within the next little bit, but it's moving towards Wisner and Unionville, so we'll give you an update on that here in a moment. Main focus right now is going to be this thing. It has the potential to put down a hog, which is something that I heard yesterday that it's unfortunately going to stick in my vernacular. It's about to put down a hog, I think.
Full wall cloud on it, lowering, I guess, or anything else. Nice simple bands, streaming right in. Starting to get some rain bands wrapping in the RFD here.
Yeah, I was going to say the RFD is a little bit wet. It's probably going to get wetter here.
I'm hearing from the storm chasers that the RFD is wet. And it's looking like it's going to get wetter. So that's something to consider here. The bad news for residents out here, but the good news for storm chasers, I guess, is that it doesn't look like there's a lot of destructive mergers that are happening right now, but there are still tons of cells popping up out in front of this thing. And again, the supercell is going to have to really fight here to maintain its ability to produce a tornado. And I think right now, at this very moment, it's not completely there. It's not completely there. So it's going to have to fight for a moment. But we do have that tornado warning, and we're encouraging everyone to stay sheltered. This does not include Grand Island just yet, but, it might here in a moment. Let's go back up to the north. Sioux Falls, you guys are under a severe thunderstorm warning, and you're under a tornado warning on the south side. The rotation that prompted that tornado warning, honestly, has let up a little bit. So the tornado threat is going down, but it's not zero, and we're still, hoping that you stay in your safe spot for at least the next 30 minutes or so. And even without a tornado, you're going to have a really strong storm go through. This is what it looks like in Sioux Falls right now. Hopefully that guy on the motorcycle and the guy on the bicycle got into the local Wendy's just in time, because, there's some hail in there. But so far, so good. I don't think we have any power outages or anything like that in the Sioux Falls area yet. But you can see the hail kind of accumulating on the ground out there. Yeah, most of these cameras are down, completely down. This one's the best one that we've got right now, and it's not even close to like the strongest part of the storm. So that's what it's looking like out there on the south side of Sioux Falls. Somebody out here says we got lots of wind, dime-sized hail, and it's downpouring. They are literally right there in that broad area of rotation. So once again, we still have that tornado warning. You need to stay sheltered, but right now the tornado threat isn't extreme at all. But it is there. So stay sheltered for about 34 more minutes, and we'll be good to go. Also, y'all watch out down here in Larchwood, Lester, Rock Rapids, Steen, Valley Springs. This is all coming towards you, the damaging winds and stuff like that. So get ready for it. I got to go back to our storm down here in Nebraska, which is looking nice. I mean, it's looking really good on radar. You can see the hook trying to hook a little bit more than it was already hooking. Brandon Montgomery is right behind it.
Rain is wrapping around.
So we've got a really unique view of the rear flank downdraft here. So this is cool. This is the rain-cooled air from behind the storm, and that all that rain and hail wrapping around the back of the storm to form that hook. It cuts in right where the warm, moist air goes into the storm, and they kind of meet up, and that's where the tornado tries to form. So that big white sheet that you just saw was a big push of RFD coming in, and that's going to try to aid in tornado genesis here right near the town of Cairo. And you can see in real time on the other side of this what that looks like. So you see this gray, like this line back here, this curtain of rain. Brandon Montgomery is on the other side of that, right? And that's what's wrapping around now to come try to help form the tornado here. Everything's really coming together quite nicely, honestly. So here comes the big push of RFD. You see this big wall of wind and rain and hail and just cold air. That's going to come wrapping around, and it's going to assist in increasing the amount of rotation that we have here on the surface. Wow, what a perfect illustration of a rear flank downdraft. Very cool. You don't normally get to see it like this. So that's what it looks like from Nathan's point of view. Jaden Pappenheim is also right there, smack dab in the middle of it. So he's going to be able to see this thing if he gets closer. But yeah, we do have a tornado warning continuing out here. And look at the hook. You can see the rear flank downdraft doing its job in real time here. It's kind of allowing for that hook to look more classic on radar. The only thing, we don't have a very tight velocity couplet yet, and that's because we don't actually have a very tight area of rotation just yet. But as you just saw, it's working on that. It is working on that. It's not going to take long for it to be able to get going there. Let's go back up here into the Sioux Falls area, though, where we still have a tornado warning going on for about 19 more minutes. Areas on the southeast side between Iverson Subdivision, Pepper Ridge, Tut Hill. You guys all need to be staying sheltered, as well as you guys in Harrisburg, Granite, Rowena, Schindler, and places like that. The tornadic circulation has really calmed down a little bit, but it's not completely gone. So we are encouraging you to stay sheltered. Now let's watch the RFD roll in. There it is, guys. This is the rear flank downdraft, the rain-cooled air coming out from behind the storm.
Oh, boy.
Wow. This is cool, man. Classic textbook.
Yep, you're in the outflow.
I'm pretty sure that thing just touched down right in front of us up here. We'll have to see.
Meteorologist Andy Hill is now watching this other storm that's popped up down here in Kansas. So y'all watch out down here in Burr Oak and Superior. That's going to be in Jewell County, Kansas, up towards Nuckolls County, Nebraska. So that's another discrete cell that's popped up in Kansas. We've really got to watch those. We've really got to watch those. Coming back up here to our tornadic storm in Nebraska right now. This thing's getting closer and closer to producing a tornado. I still think that even though he's behind it, Nathan here has one of the better views of the process of tornado genesis, trying to get its act together here. So this rotating part of the storm just crossed over Highway N11. So that's Nebraska 11 there, north of the Centura Hills Golf Club. And it's pointing up towards the north and east, towards Liberty Road. It's going to be trying to go up into the space between Dannenbrog and St. Liberty.
There might be something on the ground right in front of us there, guys.
It's close. It's close. I don't think it's quite there, but it's certainly close.
Yeah, it's spinning right off to my right on the ground there. Yeah, we got a confirmed tornado.
In Nebraska. Chris, that thing touched down. It planted it.
Tornado warned storm in Cairo, Nebraska. Storm Chaser IRL here has a little bit of an obstructed view on the backside of the storm here. Some of the rain is cutting him off, but you can see that the storm is becoming very organized, and it very well could have a tornado on the ground momentarily. Jaden's right in front of it.
Network down here, so I've lost visual. If y'all can keep me updated.
It's definitely starting to carve out the base here.
Never mind, it is on the ground. Or it was.
So Storm Chaser IRL, he's right here. And,
maybe it was
Jaden
brief.
Pappenheim's over here. Brandon Montgomery is also kind of to the south of it here. So what we're looking at is the base of the storm. Matthew Capucci might have a good view of the actual front. There we go.
Nebraska.
So you can see that the whole thing here. You can see the rotating base of the storm. You can see the RFD cut. That's where the rain cooled air.
Maybe it was. Maybe the storm was testing the environment.
You can see some of the heavier rain bands associated with that more focused area of RFD.
Because if it was able to do it that fast and that easy, then they could do it even better.
It's still intensifying. It's still rotating. I don't think it's quite producing a tornado just yet, but it could be moments away from doing that.
He starts driving, we gotta switch off of it. So that I can go back to fixing things. Okay, that's fine. All right, so Jack is directing our show behind the scenes. Of course, technology, gotta love it. He's a one-man band here, so he is working on getting meteorologist Matthew Capucci into our...
If that storm right there can stay discreet or semi-discreet like it is right now, then they can produce tornadoes for a while.
He's got a great view of the storm. Once again, there's your rotating part right there, that little hook. That's what we're watching out for south of Dannenbrog. So y'all stay in your safe spots out here in this part of Nebraska. Now there's more storms popping up. You got to watch this. This little blip right here near Wood River. You got to watch it. All right, that's going to be another one that could potentially try to produce a tornado. There's another one popping up near Hastings. And then you've got, storm chasers such as Freddie McKinney and Brandon Kopic. These guys they have high batting averages in storm chasing. All right. And they've decided to abandon those bigger, beefier cells up north, which everybody else is on. And they're going south. Why?
Really
because the farther south you go, honestly, the better chance you're going to have of seeing a tornado that lasts some amount of time if the cell can maintain itself, right? The stuff up north is going to be some of the first stuff that grows upscale, more than likely. We honestly don't know yet exactly how this is going to play out, but if these guys go down here and they end up on an isolated supercell, there's a chance that it could stay isolated for a longer period of time, and therefore,
personally, Chris, I think the one in
and going after storms like this
far northern Kansas.
Oak with some hail and some wind right now.
Yeah.
New information. This tornado warning has been upgraded.
It's definitely something to keep.
We have a tornado down.
Towards Superior. They just upgraded this warning, by the way, to a tornado warning confirmed confirmed tornado warning. Weather spotters have confirmed a tornado.
There we go. We just got the tornado
so let's go take a closer look at this from Storm Chaser IRL's point of view. He's right up in the rear end of it, so he might be able to see something that everybody else can't.
Hey, we got our first tornado of the day.
Is on the ground, according to the National Weather Service.
I don't see anything resembling violent tornadoes in Kansas
I have not seen it yet.
I don't see anything, so I'm not too worried about those storms.
I have not seen it yet, but
I'm waiting for that damn thing to cross the border into Nebraska. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's nothing, according to the mesoanalysis, there's nothing over the border of Nebraska.
Yet.
Only in central Nebraska. Yeah.
We do have like a lot of storm chasers
word yet.
An abnormal amount of storm chasers are currently giving us a live feed of this storm, and I don't see a tornado in any of them.
Right now. And oh shit. Okay, so the storm, there's another hook forming behind the hook that's currently tornado warning.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Fuck. So two for one punch here?
I can see it now.
20-ish minutes before it is undercut by the approaching cold front. So again,
no, there's the severe thunderstorm warning.
Looks like it really does want to.
1.25 inch hail.
Oh! Positive CG.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It looks like it wants to produce a tornado.
I'm gonna be honest, dude.
But I don't think it is.
I see it.
But the one behind it looks. The one behind it looks more like Enid.
And we're gonna say
it looks that way when you first started it out in Enid. It looked like that.
Counties in Nebraska. This is a dangerous storm. How are we doing, everybody else?
And that's crazy to say because
we got storms.
And that's crazy to say because that kind of hook right there,
in South Dakota, moving
it not only can produce a strong tornado, but a violent one too. I mean, that kind of setup right there
immediately concerning
are
happening in Nebraska. So that's why we're kind of hyper focused on that area. But I see you. I see you out here in the Sioux Falls area. Looks like
I don't think it's condensed. I think it's weak and uncondensed.
A new big considerable severe thunderstorm warning for Laverne, Adrian, and Rock Rapids out here between Minnesota and
See,
Iowa.
Never mind. Never fucking mind.
We're expecting 70-mile-per-hour winds now to race over.
I think there's a CC on that.
Rock Rapids and Adrian. The tornado warning does
and
continue
I don't think it's
at for another 18 minutes. Stay sheltered for 18 minutes, and you should be good to go.
I think the radar is far enough away that it's showing the hook somewhere else than the actual rotation is northeast of the hook on radar.
Somebody said Yippee Ki-yay, 100%.
Let's see what office is currently.
Somebody says I'm still prepared, but I never want to hear you say Valley Springs. Well, Valley Springs is technically just outside of the tornado warning, so maybe that's some good news. But you're still going to have a strong storm come through. And
but I'll try and keep an eye on some stuff in the background.
You might as well stay in your safe spot if you've already gotten there. I think that it would be worth it to stay there. Again, we got a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for this big blob of severe weather that's come together here in Nebraska. Woolbach, watch out for 2.5-inch hail coming in now. And then a tornado warning continues for Hall, Howard, and Merritt counties for 17 more minutes. And this storm is really getting going, man. It's really trying to, again, put down a hog. I don't know how long I'm going to say that one for, but it's just one of those things. You know, there's a certain amount of times I have to say it before it's out of my system, and we're just not there yet. We are just not there yet. Storm Chaser IRL is back in the RFD. So you can see it's still in the rear, it's still flanking, and it's still downdrafting. So everything, all the ingredients are still there. I'd say that Capucci has the best view right now, though.
Kind of up near Ashton, Coatesfield, apologies, and Greeley Center. But we're going to keep an eye on this particular storm. As we do that, I'm just going to monitor how things are going up for our friends up in South Dakota. course, that is where our other tornado-warned storm is at the moment. It is passing through Harrisburg and approaching Larchwood right now. Another 16 minutes to go on that tornado warning. It is just radar indicated as it stands, but I think that
this tornado warning down here in Nebraska is observed. It was confirmed, apparently.
It's much farther to the east of Harrisburg. I mean, not much farther, golly. It's not too far. See, from Harrisburg to Rock.
But man, St. Paul, Nebraska is getting hit by some pretty large hail right now. Do we have anybody in St. Paul watching? Should be getting hit by some pretty large stones. And if you're not yet, they're coming. And those will be moving up into Cushing and Palmer next.
Are converging. I see Jack continuing to.
It may be time to reposition east. You can see the wall clouds just about on top of me.
Wow, Nick's got a good view. Nick is in St. Libory on 3rd Avenue, looking just to the east. They just, downgraded the tornado warning back to radar indicated, by the way. Hoppy says, how effective do you think the Omadome is going to be tonight? I think it'll be fairly effective, potentially. I don't know. There's no science to that. But yeah, this thing is trying its best to do the thing here. We're going to keep you updated on that as it continues to try harder and harder. We did have some damage up here in Stickney in South Dakota. There's a look at the Sioux Falls storm coming in. And then here's a crazy view from the storm when it first started going over there near Mitchell in Davidson County, South Dakota. Again, I don't know if we got any additional information on this, like if or figured out where this came from. But that's an insane photo. This is from Colson. This is from Lennart. This is a time lapse of a storm in the Netherlands. Check that out. Very cool. Thank you for sending that in. And if you guys have pictures or videos that you can share with us, and you can do so safely, we encourage you to do that through ryanhaulyall.com/submit. We got some hail down there in Georgia too. And we're just going to keep looking through these as the storms continue to move through Wisconsin as well. This is Landon's downed tree on the sidewalk there. And we had some big flooding last night. So we're going to keep looking out for those. Adam Lucio is on the storm in Howard County, Nebraska. And he's got a crazy look at it here. An ominous looking storm is continuing to show signs of tornado genesis, and it's only getting more impressive over time. The rotation is looking a lot more concerning on radar with every frame. Look at this. That's pulling her in, son. So again, there's no, competing cells. So this next attempt that it's going to make here at becoming tornadic is going to more than likely be successful from everything I can tell. Big time inflow coming into the storm now. We've got lots of motion. And you can still see the effect of that rear flank downdraft on the backside. It's still pushing it through. So a tornado is looking very imminent to me. This is the best the storm's looked so far, in my opinion. And it's got nothing but green pastures out in front of it. Nothing's going to try to bother it or anything like that.
The main wall cloud is just to my west right now, so you can see that bowl shape lowering the center of the shot. That is the incipient rotation. At any moment, we'll be able to produce an actual tornado, but You know what? There's a solid tornado. Multiple circulations. All right, we're going to reposition east. But that was a quick tornado to cross right in front of me. And I think the next one's getting ready to go too.
Yeah, it is most definitely a tightened up signature right here. Again, green representative of winds going toward the radar.
Yeah, this thing is just about to produce a tornado here. Between St. Paul, Nebraska, and St. Libory, Nebraska, big tornado is about to come down right now. Everything suggests that this is this is what's happening. Nick's got a good view of it. I'm going to go back to Nick. Wow. The storm's taking a big breath here, as you can see from the velocity.
Bubba's,
we've got a pretty big surge of RFD coming down.
We might get a PDS tornado warning out of this.
And honestly, it could be a big tornado too. So hopefully, if we've got anybody down here in Worms, the great town of Worms, Nebraska, hopefully everybody out there between Worms and Palmer are taking shelter, because this is going to be it could be a big one.
This area out front, we got the occlusion back there, and then this area in front.
Logan's got a good view of it here. Look, watch this right here.
New information. This tornado warning has been upgraded.
Back to observed. So we're back to an observed tornado on the ground, according to weather spotters once again. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground here, and I think we're watching it come together in real time through Logan's feed here. So once again, we got a tornado on the ground. We can't see the full condensed funnel there, but you can see exactly where the rotation is. And it is apparently doing damage on the ground right now underneath that tightly, that big swirling area right there. So again, we've got a tornado on the ground. I'm going to try my best to find the best vantage point here. Looks like Sarah's got a pretty good view, and so does Logan. There it is.
Yep, tornado down.
Right,
tornado down.
That is a pipe and a half on the ground right there. This is out of nowhere. You've got a very visible tornado on the ground out here in Palmer, Nebraska. I mean, that thing just darted out of the sky like a daggone bolt. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was not there. And then
a new PDS severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
It's getting big fast. It started off as a noodle. Then it became a cone. Now it looks like it's already trying to wedge out a little bit out here just north of St. Libory. The current location of the tornado is going to be just to the west of Highway 281. Just to the west of Highway 281.
Yeah, stovepipe.
And 7th Avenue. There is your big old tornado right now from Logan's point of view. I've got a couple people that have a view of this. But Logan, as far as I can tell, has the best one right now.
We got it. We're good.
Oh my gosh, that is a powerful tornado. You guys see the motion on that?
A new tornado warning has been issued.
We've got ourselves a powerful tornado going on right now out here in
a new PDS tornado warning has been issued.
It's very close to a lot of different storm chasers. So let's go to Brett Adair's point of view.
A new PDS tornado warning has been issued.
From Brett Adair.
PDS tornado warning.
You've got yourself a big-time tornado on the ground. We just got upgraded to a PDS tornado warning. We've got a particularly dangerous situation tornado warning right now for the Palmer area. This goes all the way out to Clarks and Fullerton in Nebraska. All right. Tornado is honestly looks nasty. I mean, it's not just a tornado. This has got a lot of movement to it. You can see that we've got some horizontal vortices like popping out in front of it. This is a nasty, potentially violent tornado that is going to be deadly. It is going to be absolutely deadly to anybody who is in the path. Wow. Once again, huge tornado on the ground right now, coming right up towards a lot of our storm chasers out here. Adam's pretty close to it. And of course, we've just got one of the better vantage points that you could possibly have right now from Brett Adair's drone. If you're just now tuning in, we've got a PDS tornado warning for southeastern Nance County in Nebraska, northern Merritt County in central Nebraska, and Polk County in east central Nebraska, and Howard County until 6:15 p.m. Central. This thing just keeps getting bigger, man. It just keeps getting bigger. The tornado is absolutely wedging out here right over Highway 281, literally right over 281. That's where the tornado is right now. And we're going to continue to watch it grow and get stronger as it goes up towards Palmer and Archer. Palmer and Archer in Nebraska. You guys got to be running to shelter. You can't walk. You don't have time to walk. You got to run to shelter and get there just as quickly as you possibly can. Wow. And once again, this is a view from a drone, so we're a little bit far away from it. But one of the things that I'm noticing is that it just keeps getting bigger, and we're starting to see that rear flank downdraft kind of wrap around it, and it's trying to become a little bit more of a rain-wrapped tornado at this point. Let's go to Sarah. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
This is a live view from Sarah Kasabian, who is literally right in front of the thing. Did you guys see that?
Oh, I really gotta go.
Jesus.
So this is not live. This is a freeze frame.
Winchester.
Let me pull that back up.
Yeah,
we got a violent motion.
This is a freeze frame from the tornado being right in front of Sarah. This is also very close to Adam Lucio and Logan and Matthew Capucci. But these guys are all in a pretty dangerous spot here as the storm continues to go up towards Archer. Once again, Archer's got to be taking shelter. We've got a huge tornado in here, and it looks like it might be trying to become rain wrapped. Scott Peak's got it as well. But it's down. It's not working. Oh, it hit Sarah's. Something about tornadoes and cell service.
Any good point of view of it.
So this is out in a pretty rural area right now, but we do have a PDS tornado warning for Palmer, Fullerton, and Clarks.
It's heavily raining right now.
Oh, I think I got it on the 360.
I don't think it's lifted.
Holy smokes, guys. Yeah, these guys that are behind it, they're going to have a harder time seeing it because it's getting wrapped up in rain. But if you're just now tuning in, this is the tornado warning here, a PDS tornado warning for Howard, Merrick, and Polk counties. And that's going to go on for another 1 hour and 2 minutes. Once again, it looks like this storm's going to have the ability to continue to produce a big tornado for quite some time. There's still no, notable competing supercell down here that has the ability to, kind of take this thing down. Unfortunately, the storm is becoming a little bit more rain-wrapped. It's harder to see exactly what's going on, but the storm chasers are getting closer to it here, so we'll be able to decipher something from them right here in just a minute. But as of right now, the main thing is making sure that everybody in the town of Palmer knows to take shelter. Yeah, everybody has lost. Everybody's lost service out here. Nobody's got a feed. How in the world do you manage that?
Okay, I think it lifted.
Brett Adair is in Palmer, and I believe he's still trying to get the drone back up in the air. But right where Brett is somewhere where you really shouldn't be, because once again you got to be taking shelter. Also downstream here, you've got to get to shelter in Fullerton. We've got some pretty populated places in the path here. I know that we can kind of get
There's no
locked
way
in on
it's
trying
cycling
to
from what I've seen.
gawk at the visuals of the tornado. But right now, thankfully, it's in a pretty rural spot, not near anybody. But that's going to change here soon. If this continues to produce a big tornado like that, as it goes off to the north and east, this is going to be a dangerous situation for our friends up there in Fullerton and Palmer. So if you know anybody out here in Howard, Merrick, or Nance counties in Nebraska, please call them and let them know the danger that they're in. This is a PDS tornado warning. It's a particularly dangerous situation. This is not your average tornado warning. They only issue these whenever you've got a potentially deadly tornado on the ground of elevated proportions. It's not just your average tornado, which we just saw it. We just saw the thing. So you could very clearly see why this has the upper echelon warning there. This is thankfully it probably hit a couple of structures, but from what I can tell,
a new PDS severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Other than a couple of smaller things. This looks like a house.
Holy crap!
Sarah Kasabian is back up. And it looks like there actually were a couple of things that were hit directly.
It hit a house.
So this is on near Highway, what is this? Denton Road. And we do actually have some structures that were damaged there. We're in the middle of nowhere down here in Nebraska, guys. And it's unfortunate that for as little time as that thing was down, it did look like it hit some structures here.
I've got power poles in the road. Oh my God, you guys, this is the road I was just sitting on.
Wow.
How do I get?
I definitely wouldn't drive under those.
We've got vehicles rolled and smashed up.
So some significant damage has been done here in Nebraska as a result of this PDS tornado warning. And for all we know, the tornado's still down. It got wrapped in rain. There's a chance that it's already lifted, but let's assume that this is still a big giant tornado down on the ground, potentially coming up towards Palmer and Fullerton. And let's make sure we get everybody into their safe spots and we stay there, because this is the exact kind of tornado that can do significant damage and be deadly. On top of this, guys, we also have a tornado warning in Michigan right now. Tornado warning in Michigan. We've got some rotation out here near Huron and Tuscola. That's going to be moving up towards Cass City in Michigan here in the next little bit. So you guys definitely need to be taking shelter up there.
A new PDS tornado warning has been issued.
Corey Gherkin's getting close to the storm again. So is Brett Adair. Wow, what a monster of a storm. That was definitely a violent tornado. That was EF3+. I mean, obviously it depends on what it hit and all that stuff. That's how that works. We don't know yet, but that was definitely a stronger tornado. But I want to.
A new PDS severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
First of all, still having a big tornado on the ground, and second of all, even if it doesn't, it's very capable of producing another one in the very near future.
Jefferson, are you deafened?
No.
You are not. There is debarked trees in ground scouring.
I bet there are.
Which indicates an EF3+. And also, I'm looking west.
So this is a look at what I'm assuming is a house that was just destroyed. Sarah was right in front of that thing.
I don't know why they continue to
Sorry. So if you're just now tuning in, we do have a PDS tornado warning continuing for Palmer, Fullerton, and Clarks in Nebraska. We don't believe that the tornado is down anymore. It just did significant damage out here, but we think that the storm is still going to be capable of producing another tornado here in the near future. So we're going to be continuing to encourage everyone to take shelter, and we're going to keep watching for this thing to produce tornadoes over the next little bit. The PDS tornado warning lasts for another hour. So the supercell is definitely capable of producing another tornado. You can see how large the warning polygon is here. It goes all the way out just about to Genoa and Osceola in Nebraska.
I don't think it's gonna last much longer without a tornado, dude. I think it's just gonna come right back down.
Corey Gherkin is like right underneath it.
Yeah, well, he wants to be the first person to do something.
Corey's on Nebraska Highway 92.
They always call him the crazy storm chaser because he gets underneath it, so.
There is a lot of people out there. I hope nobody just got hurt. We heard Sarah say that there were some cars that maybe took some damage. I don't know if those are cars that were parked at the houses or cars of, you know, people who are driving around trying to see tornadoes. I really don't know.
Yeah, it's literally, Brett, there's literally right underneath it. It's going over.
It's not on the ground.
What about the rotation?
It could be uncondensed.
But the storm is still healthy. It is still trying to produce another tornado here. The radar, if you take a look at the radar on your WeatherWise app, you can see that the hook is already starting to look a little bit better again already. So this thing is trying to do it again. You can see the rear flank downdraft coming out from underneath the storm here. You can see where that rotation is going to try to spin up right here over the road that Corey's on, which is Highway 92.
It just had to do that, didn't it? A storm just had to form behind the hook and do that, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The son of a bitch is nudging it back into a violent rotation. They just had to fucking do that.
Try to come together.
I think they're doing that.
Right in here, and Corey Gherkin's right in front of that. Brett Adair's right on top of it. So it's literally happening right above him. You can see the motion
Piece
up
of
there. You see
shit.
that?
Give it 5 minutes.
Dude, it literally just had to fucking do that, didn't it?
That's a wild view. If it happens where Brett is, he's on Highway 92, just to the south and east of Palmer. Everybody in Palmer still needs to be sheltered. But if it happens here, it's going to stay on Highway 92, probably try to go up more towards the 7th road this time, and then eventually go on up towards the Fullerton area. So Fullerton needs to be on high alert. We're still under a PDS tornado warning, even though I don't personally think that there's a tornado down right now. Another one could pop out of this thing just as fast as the other one did. So there's no need, or
I think there's
out of shelter.
I think there's a debris signature again.
We could see a tornado watch.
Yeah, that looks like a debris signature.
That's
I see
clear.
what you're talking about, our correlation.
Right here's where it's going to try to happen again.
I don't understand. It's about to go back to the
Keep your eye on that big swirling column right there. It couldn't have a better cue as to where the tornado is about to happen.
Like idiots passing. I was like, oh, we're idiots, so why are we passing?
That's not on the it's not.
Everyone's hitting the brakes.
Yeah, it is rapidly rotating.
Major tornado damage.
Again, I think that we could see another big tornado come out of this in the near future. So get ready for it. And unfortunately, it's going to be pretty close to Palmer. I don't think it's going to hit the town of Palmer. But if you're just outside of Palmer, there's more of these houses. And it's really unfortunate that in the middle of nowhere out here, where there's a lot of nothing, the tornadoes, or at least the one that this has put down so far, has kind of targeted the very random somethings that are out there. But if you're just to the east of Palmer, there's more houses and ranches and stuff along this road here, specifically on U Road, I think it's what it's called. That's where the tornado is going to try to plant right here in a few moments. If it's able to do so, it's going to do damage right there. And that's why we still have the PDS tornado warning, even though we don't necessarily have a tornado on the ground at this very moment. So I'm still expecting to see a new tornado come out of this thing at any moment. We're going to keep a very close eye on this. We've got an unbelievable amount of chasers on on this, but of course we'll come right back to it. I do want to check in on our friends over here in Michigan. Tornado warning continues for about 20 more minutes out here in Huron and Tuscola counties in Michigan. That's going to keep moving east. The rotation isn't too impressive, but we'll keep checking in on it anyways. Outside of that, the main focus is going to be Nebraska. And outside of the tornado threat, you also have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for Nance County for baseball-sized hail. So baseball-sized hail is also on the table.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
A
new tornado warning has been issued.
And we just got a new tornado warning. Guess where? Colorado. That's right. Kit Carson County in Colorado is now under a tornado warning as we've got a strong storm over here rotating near Highway 59. Between Highway 59 and Highway 24, a tornado is trying to come down right now near Siebert. If we're in Burlington, Colorado, we got to be taking shelter. Might actually be able to see it from one of these traffic cameras. Not that one. And not that one. Your best shot's going to be this one, but it looks like there's something obstructing the view right here. But yeah, that's our latest tornado warning out there in Colorado. So you got to be taking shelter out there in Burlington. That storm's eventually going to head right on up to Goodland, Kansas as well. Let me zoom out to the region here, show you a wide view of what's going on. We've got storms going on in Michigan right now. We've got storms moving out of Sioux Falls, and we've got big storms popping up in Nebraska and Kansas. These are going to be our tornadic, tornado makers today. We've already seen one big tornado in Nebraska. This storm down here in Kansas could do the same thing. And the farther south you go, honestly, the better chance that the storm remains discreet. So we're watching this storm down here between Russell and Wilson for a severe thunderstorm warning in the near future, and it is included in that tornado watch that goes all the way out over there towards Lincoln and Omaha. So you guys need to be prepared and ready to take shelter over the next 5.5 hours or so, because we've got a tornado watch for Lincoln and Omaha for that amount of time. We also have the potential for some storms to pop up as far south as into the panhandle of Texas. So we've got a lot to keep an eye on here. But of course, all eyes are on our storm
so far
in Nebraska, which, by the way, is no longer a PDS warning. It is now a regular tornado warning.
Oh, I wish something would pop up further.
That was pretty nuts.
Would be the new area of interest entirely shelf cloud undercut, or is there still like an inflow notch?
The whole thing looks cold.
Let's go back to radar real quick. You can see that our storm is still looking pretty healthy for the most part. It doesn't look as interesting as it once did, but you can see what's happening. We've got a little bit of a blip that's kind of mashing into the base of our storm. That's going to kind of throw off the balance a little bit. But we did have a tornado out here just to the north of the town of Worms, and we've got that official or our estimated track of where the tornado just went on WeatherWise for you right now. If you've got a Plus subscription, you'll be able to see this, and as we get media to put in there, we'll attach that as well. And unfortunately, we did have damage. I don't have any word on the, how the people in these houses are doing. I'm sure they're being checked on right now, but we have no news on that as far as I know. but definitely some significant damage to at least a couple of structures out here.
A new PDS severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Wow. So if I zoom out, you can see that this is kind of like one big supercell blob that's continuing to go up towards Columbus. And we've got another one that we really got to keep an eye on down here on the border between Kansas and Nebraska. This is the storm cluster that Freddie McKinney and Brandon Kopic are kind of converging on.
We just got a PDS severe, Zach, for 4-inch hail.
How will they fare in this environment? Technically, they're in a very similar one as the one up to the north, so they could produce a tornado. They're not imminently about to do that or anything, but that's something that we've got to watch with all these storms.
4-inch hail on the same storm that's tornado warned.
That's a softball. That's huge.
Okay. They must have did that by mistake because it's 2.75 now. They must have accidentally put 4 inches on that.
I see it now. That's funny.
You think they accidentally did that?
Behind the storm. But you can see it looks a little bit less organized now, but it's still obviously a pretty critical situation for our friends in the path of this thing. If you're just now tuning in, we do have a tornado warning.
Oh my!
We do have a tornado warning for portions of Nance and Merrick counties and Polk counties in Nebraska.
Nope, that's corruption because if it ain't, well.
Out there. The storm that is responsible for this warning has a history of putting down big tornadoes. We just saw a pretty huge one.
We also have one in Michigan.
What in the world's going on here?
What's up with that?
Yep, I see you. I'm with Tim. Our guys are up here. We're going. Are you with Fire Rescue? I have them certified with it.
This
But
Michigan
our guys
one
are up here.
should be
I'm taking first aid kits. We're trying to get these people out of their house. I'm with him right there. No, I appreciate you. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
So it sounds like Jordan's trying to get some first aid kits to some people who may need help up here in the Worms area. Again, I don't know what to technically call this. It's right in between St. Libory and Worms in Nebraska, where we just had some pretty significant damage from a tornado.
This is on a terrible radar hole. Actually, no, it's not. It's just the mountains.
Okay, Brandon, the house on the hill is clear.
Look what I said in the general chat.
The house closest to the road, that's obliterated. There's pickup trucks there accounted for, so there's the mother and daughter. But the house close to the intersection, there's two entrapped.
No, but will not.
So far, good news. One of the houses, nobody's in it. The people in this vehicle here are accounted for, but there are 2 people trapped. But so far as we can, from what I just heard, it sounds like they're not injured. All right, so that's what we're dealing with out there in Nebraska. Let me zoom back out here, show you the weather map, just to show you what's going on. We're kind of hyper-focused on Nebraska right now because that's where the most intense storms are happening. But if we zoom in here to a couple different spots, you'll see that we also have a tornado warning in effect over here in Colorado for Kit Carson County. That's going to go on for 27 more minutes. Still don't think we can see it. But definitely a strong storm coming through. Also, just with very large hail, I think that's going to be a big deal outside of the tornado threat. That'll be over there towards Burlington in about 45 minutes. The rotation has really calmed down on this, at least temporarily. I don't know how long that'll last, but it's not looking as organized as it was just not too long ago.
A new tornado warning has been issued. A new tornado warning has been issued.
If we go all the way up here into Minnesota, though, we do have a new tornado warning for Nobles and Rock counties. This is going to be for a big area of rotation here near Magnolia. You can see that we've got a decent area of convergence there right over Highway 3, north of Interstate 90, west of Adrian in Minnesota. So take shelter in Nobles and Rock counties in Minnesota. This actually looks like it could be, imminently tornadic if it's not already producing a tornado. That's a pretty intense signature there. Oh, wow, yeah. If you're in Magnolia or Adrian or anywhere in between, you got to be getting to shelter very quickly. Yeah, one of the stronger signatures that we've seen on this line segment today has just kind of come together here as a tornado could potentially be coming together over Highway 90 or Interstate 90 near Magnolia, coming right up towards Adrian. Take shelter in Nobles and Rock counties. I'm going to go over some of the locations here. We've got Adrian, Rushmore, Wilmot, Lismore, Magnolia, and Pfingsten. These places are all in the path of this dangerous tornado up there in Minnesota, and you got to be taking shelter. This does include the Adrian Middle School, and it includes the Lismore Fire Department. This does not include Worthington, but you guys definitely need to be taking shelter too, I think. The sirens are probably going off there anyways. Still haven't gotten another update on our situation out here where Jordan is. But once again, so far, we've heard mostly good news, especially after a big nasty tornado like that. Of course, there's a lot of damage and some people are having some trouble out here. But for the most part, we haven't heard anything terrible. That's good. Hey, Sandra, thank you so much for the gifted. Guys, give me just a second. I'll be right back. All right, so what you're looking at here are the remnants, I guess, of the storm that produced the tornado. But I shouldn't say that because the storm is still strong. It's just going through a phase right now where there's a lot of other storms competing with the same stuff here. So this is exactly what we thought would happen. It happened a couple seconds too late because it had the ability to produce that big tornado there. Now it's going to continue to have a hard time to do that. It's not going to be impossible. But it will, continue to have to fight these cells that are going to pop up and loft themselves into the storm. I do think another tornado is going to be very possible here in the future, so don't let your guard down in Clarks or Fullerton. In fact, we might be able to see that come together here from Corey's feed over the next little bit. I do want to check back in down here with our friends Looks like the emergency services have arrived. You can see all the ambulances and fire trucks and stuff down here in Howard County. So the people who need help are getting it. Thankfully, it's not a huge group. It's literally a couple of houses on the side of the road over here. And so far, we haven't heard of any major injuries or fatalities or anything. So we'll keep you updated on that. But definitely a strong tornado just touched down to the west of 281, crossed it, and then lifted shortly afterwards. Let me zoom back out. Let me show you what's going on out here. I've got a lot of people out in front of this line of storms that are asking about what's going on. Somebody in Worthington says, I'm in the basement. That's good. That's where you need to be. We do have a tornado warning for this area. This includes Rushmore, Wilmont, and Adrian. You guys got to stay sheltered for 35 more minutes. Strong area of rotation up here between Magnolia and Adrian. Nothing confirmed just yet, but definitely something to take seriously. And we definitely want you to be taking shelter out there just for as long as you can, but at least for the next 35 minutes, okay? It's going to be a loud storm, and it's going to be a damaging storm regardless of the tornado. Let's hear from Andy.
Hey, Ryan. A lot of people are probably wondering about these storms to the south. We've got Freddie McKinney on that, the ones that I'm talking about here on the Kansas-Nebraska state line. They're wondering if it can do something similar, if it's, since it's just south of what just happened there in central Nebraska. And the answer to that is found in the environment. So right out in front of this near Hebron, Nebraska, we have a observation station saying that it's 89 degrees Fahrenheit there. The dew point is 63 degrees Fahrenheit. That humidity level is quite a bit lower than where this tornado took place north of Grand Island earlier. And as a result, these storms are going to be too high based for quite some time to become tornado producers outright. So we need a lot of time for the environment to modify, for the temperatures to cool off just a little bit, or for the storms to enter a corridor of better moisture in terms of where we're looking for tornado potential. So the magic number, if you want to keep track of this, is if you see a dew point and temperature about 20 degrees Fahrenheit apart or less than that, then we're talking about, that's generally the threshold for tornado possibility. So in Hebron, that's currently a 26 degree Fahrenheit difference. So we would need that to come down quite a bit here. Now, as a result, we do see a little bit of low level rotation here, but it's going to struggle to put a tornado down because it has to cross quite a bit of difference in height. That cloud base is much higher than the ones up to the north. So once it gets into better moisture, that's when I'll start issuing tornado yaw watches if it looks pertinent. But for now, we're going to need quite a bit more in terms of tornado production, just in terms of the environment. So that's an update for anyone wondering about those storms.
Awesome. Thank you very much, meteorologist Andy Hill. And here's what those storms look like. From Brandon Kopic's perspective, he's down there trying to get up close and personal with them as they get stronger. There's a lot of storm chasers out there today. An unbelievable amount of storm chasers. Every storm, somebody's on it. By the way, we just had another little blip pop up a little bit farther to the north here. You're not under a severe thunderstorm warning in Hampton, but y'all watch out up there. And then our storm that has the tornado warning on it still looks quite robust, and it still looks like it's going to try to produce another tornado. But as of right now, it's not quite doing it. But look at this thing. It is a monster. It is a monster up here. Yeah, there's still going to be more storms forming all up and down the corridor here. We've been hyper-focused on this one area. Somebody in Sioux City says, are we cooked? No, but you're in the spot that we're definitely going to be watching out for. More storms are going to be popping up out in front of that line and on the southern side of it, and those are all going to have the ability to produce tornadoes. The environment is obviously very, very primed for tornado genesis, right? So, any storm that pops up between Pierce and Sioux City, we've got to watch it very closely.
Jesus Christ. They really need to make a freaking law or license for this. I'm sick of this.
Lots of help on the scene, by the way, to where that tornado just did damage. There was at least 2 houses destroyed. One was unoccupied, and the other 2 has some people trapped, but there's a lot of people there to help them out. So far, I haven't heard of any injuries or anything like that. I'm going to go back up here to Michigan, where we still got about 1 minute left on this tornado warning. I think they're not going to allow that to expire, but they do have a continuation on the severe thunderstorm warning for Forestville, and that's going to go on for about 46 more minutes. So take shelter out there in Forestville, indoors and away from windows. Back over into Iowa, we're still watching a tornado warning over here as well. And we're going to see that we've got some rotation coming into Adrian right now, and that's going to be moving into the area just north of Worthington. So you guys need to be indoors and away from windows, and preferably underground out there in Nobles County as well. The storm is going to exceed the bounds of that tornado warning. It'll go up towards Fulda. It'll be there in about 37 minutes. I don't know if it'll be tornadic by that point, but you guys need to be ready for this all the way out there towards Dundee within the next hour. And then checking back in on the storm down here to the south in Merrick, Nance, and Polk counties. We've got baseball-sized hail down here and a storm that's still capable of producing a tornado, but is currently having a little bit of a hard time doing that. Looks like it's cleared out. It's got a lot of outflow to work with here, but again, this storm is going to be continuously capable of producing a tornado as it goes up towards Columbus. So if we're in Columbus, Nebraska, we need to be paying very close attention to this. Do I have time to take my tortoise for a walk? No, you do not have time to take your tortoise for a walk in Geneva. Come on now. Come on now. Let's check in with some of our storm chasers. Once again, Brandon Kopic's going down there towards Republic County, Kansas. Corey Gherkin's probably got the best shot right now of the storm as it tries to get reorganized and produce another tornado. This is the one that produced the big tornado down there in Merritt County, Nebraska. If you're just now tuning in, the dark skies that you see right there are that's associated with our tornado warned storm out here coming into Fullerton and Clarks. Fullerton, you guys are getting the hail right now. So if we do actually have baseball-sized hailstones, we've got that's coming into Fullerton and then going up to Merrickston right now, then Genoa right after that. So Highway 30 near Silver Creek and Clarks, that's more where the rotation is, and that's where Corey Gherkin is trying to keep the camera focused. Really right behind him, right in here, that's where we're going to be watching for maybe new rotation. But we do have that destructive severe thunderstorm warning in effect for 27 more minutes as well. Where's everybody watching from? I see we've got a lot of interest up here around this line of storms that's coming into Iowa and Minnesota. This right now is mostly a damaging wind threat. Somebody up here says, I like turtles. Okay. There is a tornado warning for Adrian. Hopefully everybody out there is sheltered. Somebody back here says, am I cooked? No, you're not cooked. As long as you're indoors and away from windows down there, you're not cooked.
You know that
Got a pretty
report
good
you've
view
seen
of the
in
storm as it
Oklahoma?
comes up towards the northwestern side of Iowa as
Yeah, he's
well.
getting that shit taken away.
A lot of people in Omaha
It was
are
on our
asking
news.
questions. So many chasers.
Huh?
It was on our news station.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he's getting it taken away.
Should have known something was a little off when there's no storm in the area. So what the fuck?
That's just not even funny.
Because it's kind of like right in the crosshairs between the last 2 days. You guys have definitely dodged a bullet yesterday. Will you dodge a bullet today? I don't know. That's what we're here to do. We're not forecasting during these live streams. If you want to see me forecast, watch the YouTube videos, watch the VODs. If you want to see
the cold
me
front's
nowcast,
actually starting to catch up with those
now.
storms now, so it's all starting to become a line.
You've got to, that's
well, what's stuff?
That's what I'm doing now.
So far, this is a terrible.
Maybe not. If you're gonna do a false tornado report, maybe not do it at your fucking house, you stupid idiot.
Yeah. Is it still up?
Yeah.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
The bottom of this, so it's
not even an hour old.
Storms to continue to try to produce tornadoes.
It's not even an hour old, so it'll take a bit for it to disappear.
A new tornado warning.
But we did get a new tornado warning in Michigan, of all places. Check it out. Rotation back here east of Highway 53, moving over towards Friedberger, Peteville, Minden,
so we got a new
Charleston,
tornado watch
and
incoming with
Forestville,
approaching
Huron, and
QLCS
Sanilac counties in Michigan are now under